coming up tonight on KSL Outdoors. I got one.
One of Utah's toughest hunts also has one of the longest seasons.
It's like a hen. Pretty bird.
Some tips on hunting the Chukar partridge.
It's steep, it's snowy, but the Chukar partridge sure is a challenge. I'm Adam Eakle, and KSL Outdoors starts right now.
KSL Outdoors with Adam Eakle is brought to you by your local Ford stores.
Thanks for tuning in to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle, and let me introduce you to a couple of friends of mine, Alan Smith and Brett Wannacott. Crazy, nutty Chukar hunters, right, Brett?
We're not all there.
I don't know whether we're crazy. I'm obsessed.
Obsessed. That's our goal today. We're going to go out and show you some areas where you can get out and chase chukars, show you how to do it. We even brought two champions, Tick and Sunny, along, the ugly setters right here.
Look after their owner.
Yeah. But Alan, you said you guarantee us we're going to get our limits.
I'm going to guarantee you I'm going to find you enough birds to get your limit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see. They haven't seen me shoot yet. Hey, a good show on hand tonight. We hope you enjoy it. Let's go get on the hill.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Get up. Find birds.
We're going to walk up the ridges to try to save our legs a little bit. There's some canyons there that I know the birds hang into. We want to get as high as we can because that's where they love to hang out.
The Chukar is no doubt one of the more challenging birds to hunt in Utah. This is a bird that loves remote, rugged mountain country, especially cliffs. They sprint like a roadrunner, usually uphill, have eyes like an eagle.
We'll go up, up, up.
And the wariness of a fox.
Up.
The good news this year, Chukar numbers are as high as they've been in nearly 2 decades.
Chukar numbers do kind of interesting thing. They kind of cycle, and every 8 or 9 years we get these really high peak years. We're seeing one this year. We did our flights in August and count the number of chukars that we see, and the chukars per square mile was very high.
Chukars occur in every county in Utah, with the biggest population on the west side of I-15 in the Great Basin.
Point. Whoa.
Having a dog, especially two champions like Tick and Sunny, sure increases your odds, but they can't shoot the birds. They can only find them.
Dang it! Just a little far.
That's rookie move. Both of us.
Chukars are hard to hit, they're fast, and they're usually flying down and away from you, which is a hard shot to practice.
We got to do better. Those things are working it. Catch! Dead bird. Attaboy. Right here. Right here. Drop. Good boy. Good boy. Beautiful birds. They wear a mask like a bandit because they rob you of your dignity. And this one bird is all we get to eat, I guess, tonight, unless we find some more. But we got one. Let's go find some more.
Utah has fantastic chukar habitat and food for chukars like cheatgrass and bunchgrass. What we don't always have is water. That's why the DWR and the Utah Chukar Foundation have built nearly 700 guzzlers across Utah.
This is a small game guzzler, primarily for chukars, but it has about 12 different species that use it out here in the West Desert. Consisted of a steel roof that's kind of sloped a little bit, goes into a rain gutter, down through a pipe into a tank that's buried here, if you can see that, and it holds about 350 gallons of water. Then there's a ramp where the birds can go down and get a drink of water.
Most of these guzzlers and most chukars are on public lands.
Where is he, Sonny?
That in itself is another reason to chase these crazy birds.
It makes it so it's a sport that anybody can enjoy as long as you want to drive out to somewhere that's a little remote. That's what makes it nice.
Devil chickens, red-legged devils.
Boy, chukar hunting, it's like going to the gym and hitting the stair stepper for about 5 hours. Every step's pretty tough. Hey, we'll have more here coming up on KSL Outdoors in a moment.
Day 2, more snow, more birds, and more misses.
Get him! Oh, another one! But first, tonight's Burt Brothers quiz question.
The Chukar partridge is a fast flyer and a fast runner. They tend to run uphill when approached from below and often fly many ridges away when startled. That is why Chukar hunters often call them devil birds. They can be very hard to hunt. I've heard hunters say, the first time you hunt Chukars is for fun. After that, it's for revenge. The Chukar is not a native of Utah. In fact, it's not even a native of North America. So, our Burt Brothers quiz question tonight is, when and where did the Chukar partridge come from? The answer when KSL Outdoors, powered by Ford, returns.
KSL Outdoors is also brought to you by Fish Tech Outfitters, Utah State Parks, Burt Brothers, Sportsman's Warehouse, Evanston, Wyoming, and Camp Chef.
Welcome back to our Chukar hunt. In a moment, day 2 as we switch areas, but first, our answer to our Burt Brothers quiz question. And our question is, when and where did the Chukar partridge come from? And here's the answer. The Chukar's home range encompasses much of the Middle East, parts of Russia, Greece, China, Nepal, Pakistan, and India. Records indicate only 54 Chukars were imported into the U.S. from Pakistan between 1901 and 1911, but from the 1930s through the 1960s, thousands of Chukars were released in nearly every state. Utah received its first birds in 1936.
Beautiful day. Cold. Beautiful.
We're joined today by Brett Urey and Cody Walker. They're taking us to an area that earlier in the season held some birds. We've got a fresh 6 inches of snow. Perfect conditions for the dogs. Not so much for the humans.
My name is Brett Wannacott, and I have a Chukar problem.
Why do you Chukar hunt?
That's hard to explain to some, but if you like to challenge yourself physically and you like good dog work, I don't know what better sport there is in the world. Chukars hold well for the dogs. They test a dog. They test your body.
Oh, here we go. Dog on point. Tracks everywhere. Lots of tracks.
When you don't know they're there and you're walking along and you see the dog hit point like we did several times today, and you walk in and there's birds there, it's such an adrenaline rush. I mean, it really is.
I hit that second one. I got one. Get him, Remington. Good boy. Get him. Get him. Oh, another one. Good boy. Wow, that was fun.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Nice shooting.
Brings it here. No, brings it. Hey, brings it. Good boy, brings it here. Hey, brings it. Oh, that's all you're going to do, huh? Good boy. Okay, loose. Look at that. Nice retrieve. We think we even got another one down. Young bird. Young bird? Yeah, it's a year-old probably. Yeah. Red-legged devil. Yeah. Buddy, that is why you hunt. For that, just adrenaline. Sonny had an awesome point. We come over here, and there's literally tracks all over this hillside.
Yeah, having dogs is a big advantage for Chukars. You know, their densities aren't real high, so you got to cover some ground, and a dog helps a lot with that. And then holding the birds from keeping them running uphill. You know, a real experienced Chukar dog, a lot of the time will learn to kind of get above the birds and pin them down, which helps the hunter catch up to them and get some shots.
Oh, pressure is on. No pressure, guys. No pressure. They're right in front of you on the right-hand side. Okay, here we go. Oh, one kind of sailed.
Bitch it here. Get.
And another big advantage is when you do down a Chukar, it's usually such steep country that they can fall 100, 200 yards down slope from you.
Almost on it. You got it. Nice.
And having your dog run down there and get them is a lot better than losing that elevation and then having to climb back up the mountain.
Come on, buddy. Come on, let's go. South-facing slopes are important. We had fresh snow last night, so the south-facing slopes weren't as bare as you'd like them to be. You'd like a couple days of warm sun to melt some of the snow off of those south-facing slopes and expose some of that green cheatgrass that's underneath. And if you can get that to happen, it makes it a lot easier to hunt. Not only is it easier to walk on the south-facing slopes, but the Chukars will be there feeding, particularly underneath rocks.
Going down. Well, we got a bird hit, and that's why it's kind of key to have a dog with this hunt. Sure helps. Not only are you dealing with some really steep terrain, but you know, they're able to find the bird that you can't. So we got all 3 dogs looking for it. Good boy, good retrieve, good boy. So how do you tell between a female and a male?
That little bump on the leg, that's a male.
Okay.
They got the little bump right there.
Young male there?
Yeah. And a big mature male would be a little heavier in the body, and that bump would be bigger.
More fast-paced chukar hunting coming up. But first, back to the guys at Fish Tech for tonight's fishing report.
Hi, I'm Nate Raymond from Fish Tech Outfitters, and the first question I ask myself when I get to the riverbank is what's the fly that I'm going to put on? There are 3 categories that all flies in the fly fishing world can be divided into: streamers, nymphs, and dry flies. Dry flies include terrestrials, all your parachute flies, and all the flies that are going to float on the surface of the water. They generally have foam, hackle, or any other floating material. We usually fish these flies with floatant to help them stay on the surface, and these are usually imitating adult flies that have hatched and are able to fly. Nymphs are fished under the surface of the water. These imitate worms, eggs, and the pupa and larva stages of mayflies and caddisflies. We usually fish these with indicators and sometimes a little bit of weight to keep them under the surface. Finally is streamers. They imitate other fish, leeches, and things that are moving through the water, swimming. These are sometimes fished with a wet tip or sink tip line to get them down deep and getting in motion, moving through the current of the water. These can attract big fish and can be a lot of fun to fish because you're using them as a moving target. For any questions on type of flies, specific flies, or anything else, come on down to Fish Tech Outfitters. We'll help you out. Now for tonight's fishing line.
You come out here, get some good exercise, get out of the valley, you know, smog during the winter, so you get breathe some clean air.
Welcome back to our chukar hunt. It's been a great day so far. We're finding birds, but the wind is also picking up.
Oh yeah. The wind was challenging, but that's sort of what makes it fun, you know. We're up there on the hill and the wind's howling over our heads and blows my hat off, and the dogs are cold and we're cold, and that's all part of it, right?
Chukars, like hunters and even dogs, don't like the wind. When it's windy, look for chukars in the canyons, out of the wind, near the cliffs.
A bunch of them got up and flew down the canyon. We know right where they landed, so hopefully we can sneak up on them. We'll just stay on this side. They're on the back side on the south-facing slope. We're just going to come around on them, and hopefully we'll shoot them up.
Come around on them.
So we don't scare them, and we want the dogs to be able to work into the wind, and hopefully we'll get a nice point. So we're working our butts off, side hilling, deep snow up to our knees, drifted snow. Our knees are hurting, our backs are hurting, we're kind of complaining a little bit. We come over the hill, we see the dog on point, and all of a sudden the pain goes away. Whoa.
Nice shot.
Those last birds we shot were the most fun of the day because we'd earned it.
There's something about that.
Yeah, and I don't know how to explain that. And I don't know.
You've done it.
Exactly, and how do you tell that to a sane person?
Yeah.
You know, what we did today and what chukar hunters do all the time is nuts to some people, to most people.
Good boy. You're not real excited about giving it up, are you? Come on.
But to a chukar hunter, it's just a normal,
Totally worth it.
everyday occurrence. It's what they live for.
Sonny had a nice point on that.
Yeah, really nice.
Did you notice how my dog stole the thunder?
That's what he does.
Chukar hunting can be a bit intimidating to some. I know it was to me at first, but it really is fun, as well as great exercise during the winter. A great place to meet some chukar hunters willing to help you find the passion of these little devil birds is the annual Utah Chukar Foundation Banquet coming up on February 27th. For information, check out their webpage at utahchukars.org.
Hold. Okay, we got tracks in the bottom. Should be a bird here. I got one. We got a double and the dog's got a double. here, Timber, Sunny, come here. Sunny, come here. Fetch. Good girl. Okay. Look at the difference between the Sunny retrieved bird, nice and clean, and the German over here licking it. Yeah, he's gonna have slobber all over him. Hey, Breezy here. Well, for me going with you, that was my best chucker hunt. That was fun.
That was a good day. Yeah, sure. We all had opportunities. We all killed birds. What more can you do?
I'm tired.
I am too. My joints hurt.
I'm gonna go hit the hot tub.
Maybe we're getting a little older. We're not as young as we used to be.
Yeah, 45. We're getting older. Hey, we'll be back here in a moment, but first, down a different trail in tonight's Utah Field Guide.
Utah is home to 3 species of quail, the California, the Gamble, and a very small population of this bird, called a scaled quail. In 2014, Utah biologists released 200 scaled quail that they acquired from Colorado. The release is part of an effort to augment an existing population of about 40 scaled quail found near the Four Corners area.
Scaled quail are very unique. They don't have a top plume like some of the other ones, but they do have a white crest on the top of their head. These birds, they live in large concentrations. They're gregarious. They like hanging out with other quail. You can get concentrations in the hundreds, and that's what we're hoping for, is to have a whole bunch of quail out here. There's a lot of good habitat for them.
Jason says this release will offer an opportunity for birders wanting to view this tiny quail, as well as a possible future hunting opportunity for upland game hunters.
They're extremely fast flyers, very challenging, and just really a lot of fun to watch and to pursue, and great for dogs to go out and pursue them. So it really will, if we're able to open a hunt, it will really offer a very awesome and unique opportunity for people like me that enjoy upland game hunting.
For more information on the scaled quail or any other critter found in Utah, be sure to check out our Utah Field Guide on our outdoors page at ksltv.com.
It's windy up here on top. Crazy chucker hunters.
We're nuts. And it's awesome.
We need a kite. Let's throw it back down to the valley. Hey, let's find out that recreation forecast now by turning over to the guys and gals in the weather department. Hopefully it's not this windy. Welcome back to KSL Outdoors, back here on the top of the mountains. We're just taking a break. We're winded.
Man.
It is tiring. Hey, don't forget, there's a lot of opportunity right now to find some ice fishing events, and you can find them from the Burbot Bash to the Burbot Classic to the Quad Fish-A-Lon to even the tag fishing contest going on up at Rockport, right there on the Outdoors calendar page at ksltv.com. Well, you can you can sure tell which one my dog retrieved and which one Sonny retrieved.
Yeah.
He's got a little hard mouth. We got to work on him a little bit, but still fun.
Yeah, he's a young dog though. He'll come along.
Yeah. Hey, make sure to get some pictures of your dog, what you shot. Submit it to our snapshot contest. You might win a big prize from Camp Chef. Now here it is, the best of the week, our snapshot of the week.
We kick it off with Utah DWR Director Greg Sheehan. Greg loves to manage wildlife, and he loves to hunt them. Here he is just about to take a shot while on a weekend bobwhite quail hunt with some friends. I've hunted with Greg and know his passion for the outdoors. He works hard to ensure Utahns have that same opportunity. Caden and his dad Heath participated in this year's Youth Coyote Contest and were finally able to take a coyote during the contest. This is their 5th time on the hunt, and they've called in foxes, crows, a mountain lion, and several coyotes. Caden is only 8, but Dad says he's already a great hunting partner. Back in December, Tyler and his uncle went ice fishing up at Strawberry. They had the worst of luck. They got their truck stuck, his uncle fell through the ice, but their day turned great when Tyler reeled in this huge cutthroat. Check out the size of this fish, how big it is compared to this 12-inch rainbow. Tyler says landing that fish made the whole crazy trip worth it. With only 1 point, Benson Probst drew the premium Wasatch limited entry elk tag at just 15 years old. The whole family chipped in on the hunt. They hunted the early hunt, the muzzleloader hunt, and finally, Benson shot this 350 class bull on the late hunt. This is Benson's first big game animal, and he has bragging rights in the Probst family. But our winner tonight was the only one in a group of 8 to draw a swan tag. Andrew Ballman just turned 14, and this is his first time out chasing swans. Jared, a family friend, took Andrew and his dad out in the marsh late one afternoon, and immediately 3 birds locked in, and after 3 shots, Andrew had his first swan. The family wanted to thank Jared for his generous offer, a great friend who is sharing his passion with others. And that friendship has earned you our big prize, Andrew, as you just won our Snapshot of the Week. Remember, submit your pictures or video plus a brief explanation of your latest outdoor adventures online at ksltv.com. The winner each week wins the new, just released Camp Chef Striker backpacking stove.
It's always nice to have a warm meal at any outdoor adventure. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
All right, I've decided that the only people crazier than chukar hunters are lion hunters, because that's the only other people I know who do what we did today.
Yeah, we're not all there, but we had fun, right?
You guys have a screw loose. Hey, big thanks to Brett and Cody. They took us to a great spot here. You know, and use some of those tactics and tips that we gave you. Get out there, find it. You'll find some chukars and have a great time. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure. Anytime. Appreciate it, Brett. That was a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
I'm Adam Eakle, KSL Outdoors, reminding you to get out with your family, your friends, and make some memories, like chasing those crazy red-legged devils outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.